I wanted to elaborate more on the charging that I have experienced with owning an EV. And there's three types. I think I alluded to it in the other video when I was talking about the Model Y review. What everybody seems to think is that you have to go to the supercharger system or a gas station or some kind of public facility where they have a charger, whether it be a Tesla supercharger, EVgo, whatever, and use that to charge your car. But I mean, yes, while that's fast, it's also more expensive. It's not what people currently generally do long term. If they have a EV, they are going to most likely have either a level one or a level two charger. Level three is the one like the Tesla superchargers, the EVgo's, the charge points, the you know, Try America, all those are level three chargers. Not, I mean, it it is what it is. They are more expensive. They are anywhere from 30 to 70 cents a kilowatt hour for that type of service. But that's how the chargers make money, because no one does it for free. Literally, no one. There's always cost built in. So let's look at it this way. If I'm on a road trip, I got to stop by gas stations, right? Sure. Um, if I'm driving a combustion vehicle, that is. And, just like everything else, gas has a cost and taxes. There's going to be taxes added to supercharger systems in the near future in almost every state, because that's where all of the gas taxes not getting paid will come from instead. So let me charge them by the kilowatt hour or whatever. I do know that in some states it is coming because that's the way they get their tax money for road upkeep and whatever else they use it for. It's expensive. And most people, unless they live in an apartment and have an EV and don't have an actual charger at their apartment building in their complex somewhere or their condo, then that's what they have to use. Again, if unless you're driving hundreds of miles a day, you only need to charge, you know, every 2 days or maybe every three if you don't barely go anywhere. But that's also where level one and level two chargers come in. So if you have dwelling that you can call your own, whether it be a house or a duplex or something ground level, and your own spot that has the availability of an electrical outlet, a regular electrical outlet, that's where you come in with a level one charger, the one that can plug into a wall or plug into a dryer outlet. If you were to buy, for example, the one I bought, the Tesla mobile charger, mobile connector, I guess is what they call it, it has two plugs. It comes with the normal household 120, and then it comes with I can't remember the actual number, but it's like a dryer plug almost. It 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 comes with two plugs, so you can literally use it as long as you have either of those plugs. Yes, it is slow. It is slow, slow, slow. But again, if you're driving only a little bit at a time, it's going to be plenty for whoever's using it. If you are like me and you do, 60 plus miles a day and you're driving through traffic. I drive down an interstate that almost always gets bogged down. It's thick traffic and slows down quite a bit. So I like to have as much charge as possible just in case. I like to be prepared. It's better for me to use a level two charger, which I had run from my electrical panel in my house to my garage because I didn't have anything but 120s out there, and those have fridges and freezers hooked up to them already. So I have one outlet in my entire garage, which is annoying. That level two charger, they put in a 60 amp circuit in my electrical box because I have 200 amp service, which is what everyone should be upgrading to over the course of the next decade. I had a 60 amp breaker put in and the appropriate cables to run out to the Tesla universal wall connector that I bought so that I can charge 20% to 80% in 4.5 to 5 hours. I usually just plug it in when I get home and it's ready to go in the morning. I had an electrician run the cable out, put the breaker in from the breaker box through the wall, up the side of the house, through my attic, all the way to the other side of the house, into the garage and down. And then they ran conduit and everything, just like, a proper electrical installation should be, and hooked it up to my wall connector. And as a side note, make sure whatever electrician you use to install one of these, see if they have the app on their phone to do that. If they don't, you can do it yourself, because that's what I did. It really was not hard. There's instructions on the internet that can exactly tell you how to do it. And it's a Tesla app. It's called the Tesla One app, and that's what I had to do. The level 2 charger really is a game changer when it comes to keeping the cost down, because I'm only paying for the kilowatt hours I use at home, and my rates are really reasonable compared to a lot of places. I'm still saving a ton of money paying for electricity instead of gas, and it's super convenient. Again, I don't have to go to a gas station. When I first got it, I didn't have the level 2 charger installed. My plan originally was get everything done, everything installed, and then buy the EV. But with my car dying, at threw everything out of whack. So I was buying a car and putting a charger in at the same time. Again, I was charging with a mobile connector, the one that's really slow, plugged into a 110, and it just wasn't meeting my needs because of my amount of driving. That said, I mean, that's even charging overnight. It would take like 18, 20 hours to go, 30 or 40%. Cost wise, again, I think I mentioned how much the universal wall, it was right around 600, maybe a little less for the actual charger. The electrical work was, I think it's been several months now. So I think it was around less than 1200. 60 amp circuit is like less than $100. I would definitely get it checked by an electrician if you are not licensed to do it yourself, if you do it yourself. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify. It's Yes, it does increase your power bill. Don't expect it to be free. It's not. Is it drastically cheaper than gas? Yes, by about 50%. I'm saving about 50% of that gas money that I would be spending. So, clarification on the three different types of chargers. Level 1 is the mobile type that you just plug into an outlet or a dryer outlet. And then you have the level 2 charger, which is the kind that comes free with, I think Ford Lightning is when you buy one of those, or is it Chevy? Anyway, I think they both might be giving them for free. But the level 2 charger requires electrical, but charges so much faster. And then the supercharging, unless you don't have a home base to use a charger at, or if you're going on road trips, that's what you use, is a supercharger or any of the publicly accessed charging networks. Again, there's a whole list of them. And if you really want an app that can show you everything, use a better route planner, in my opinion. There's a lot of good apps out there, but that one has been the best one that I've found. A lot of them are very specific as to what the uh, vendor is. So, like Tesla mostly shows you Tesla superchargers, all versions of them. And then sometimes it gives you other ones, depending on how close the superchargers are to your location. But I mean, superchargers are everywhere for Tesla, and a lot of other companies have been putting them in right and left. So, charging, range anxiety, all a thing of the past. Maybe that was true 10 years ago when, it was the Tesla Roadster and the Model S and maybe the Model X. But now that there's so many people and so many companies doing that kind of build out, it's not an issue. I mean, Rivian has their own network. Electrify America is owned by Volkswagen. It's like two or three of them are owned by car companies outside of Tesla. So yeah, it's they're everywhere. Um, so if that's a concern, you can lay that to rest, in my opinion. Um, otherwise, yeah, there you go. Honest review of the charging systems and a little bit of an explanation. Talk to you later.